Alright, hello everybody. I'm going to be doing some casting today. And, well, let's actually just get started here. We have Mr. sixjaxCocoA, who is part of the Six Jacks team, of course. He does play in, he's a high-level player. He did play in MGDanny, ranked number 30. He did play Brood War for quite a while. And he's just been a contender that's been in a lot of tournaments. People know him. It's not someone that really wins a lot of tournaments, but he is definitely a good player. Oh, I did not start it. How do I start? Nope. P for pause, that's right. Alright, and then his opponent, of course, Mr. MGDanny, also known as Exotica. He's on the, he is in, what's called Grandmasters. Definitely a really good, solid player as well. So we'll hopefully have a really good game, and we'll see what happens. These players are cross positions here. Cocoa has spawned at the 12 o'clock position here as our orange Terran, and Mr. MGDanny spawning at the bottom 6 o'clock as our green Protoss. Now, since these are cross positions, I do wonder if someone's going to go for a faster expansion than normal, or if they're just going to go, just do the normal thing, do everything at regular timings, because I'm sure these players do have different builds for different kind of positions on different maps. So we'll see what happens. Right now, just Light Depot going down for Terran, Piling going up for Protoss, and not much else is going on. Getting up all that good stuff. Now, lately, Terran has had a lot of trouble with Protoss. People all the time say, oh, Protoss is up, whatever. You can't win against Protoss, but there are certain things you can do against them. Even if you do truly believe that it is imbalanced, it's a good idea just to say whatever and just work towards being better at it. So just giving up and waiting for a balance change is not really going to help you get better. So, anyways, scouting probe coming out here for Danny. He'll be attacking that SCV, and well, making sure he does not take any damage whatsoever, just losing those shields. Always going to be a good call. You do not want to lose hit points, because those don't return like the shields do. While the SVs, they don't have shields, they only have hit points. So, it is a good call to attack some of them, weaken them, force them to repair each other or something like that. Looks like he might be able to pick one off. Nope, not yet. This probably just trying not to take any kind of damage whatsoever. And, well, it looks like Cocoa here actually going for a wall off. And, well, that's kind of unusual. You don't really see too many wall-offs against Protoss. But at the same time, or actually you kind of do, you don't want to... The reason why you wall-off like that is because you don't want Zealots or any kind of early pressure to get in there. It's not really for the Stalkers or Sentries. Obviously the Sentry can just force field it anyways. So I mean, it's not really for that. It's mainly for some kind of Stalker or Zealot play, and it denies any kind of scouting as well. So, not a bad idea whatsoever against Protoss. And it looks like this SV now in the Protoss base, the base of Danny here, going to be scouting around looking for something. He's not really going to find anything. Some Chrono Boost action going on. He's getting off that Stalker ASAP. He wants to kill off that SCV before it really sees too much. He's already seen this double assimilator. He sees that Protoss is going pretty standard so far, but he wants to make sure that he gets that out so that, if he wants to go a robotics bay, Terran does not know about it. If he wants to go a one-gate robotics, Terran's not going to know. But anyways, there's a Reaper out here. And he's going to make his way back to that Protoss base. He's passing right by that watchtower right now. And meanwhile, there is a probe still in that base. He's just looking around. Might take that gas. We'll see if he takes that gas or not. Looks like he's swinging around here right by that SV, taking some extra hits there. And he does go down right at the mineral line there. However, there is this Reaper coming out. He does have full hit points here. He does not take any damage on the way. His Protoss is still in his base. He does not know this is on the way. He might be able to assume, seeing that tech lab on there. So we'll see what happens. It looks like he's almost got that probe. He's definitely running for his life now. Two Stalkers on hot pursuit, and that Reaper's going to have to jump right up there, out of harm's way. And, well, Exotica doing a good job of just splitting those Stalkers, making sure that that Reaper does not get out alive. And there it goes. 1, 2, 3 count being killed off there. And Exotica is expanding here. I always want to call him Exotica. I guess I should call him Danny. MGDanny, since he did join the our team, Mechanical Gaming. So anyways, he is going to be expanding. Does have 3 stalkers now, just kind of pressuring the front, you know, scouting around, killing off those SCVs and whatnot that are holding the watchtowers, and, you know, seeing what Terran has, you know, because if Protoss is at Terran's base, he can't really have any units at Protost's base, you know, unless he has medevacs or something like that, you know, and that's a much later game anyways. So I mean, it's always going to be a good call to pressure. You don't want to, you know, push in there too hard, but you do want to just make an appearance so that you know that he's not going to be at your base. So anyways, looks like he's going to kill that supply depot. I'm not quite sure why. It's just kind of a random supply depot. You know, I'd say it almost hurts Terran more than it would for Protoss, you know, being at Terran's base. Anyways, that stalker was killed off there by these handful of Marauders and Marines. The other 2 stalkers are going to be just fine though on their way back to that base. So anyways, that Nexus is completed now, and the probes are being transferred. Looks like Terran's going to be expanding here as well. He did get up that orbital command. It's always a good idea to get that up a little bit sooner, get some extra SCVs and mules outs, continue mining, get up all that good stuff, and you know, it's always going to be better to expand, of course, but it's not a bad idea to get up those extra guys. So right now the unit counting tab is 32 probes to 29 SCVs. So the SV counts, you know, it's pretty much almost even, I'd say, with, you know, 2 mules. I'd say Terran's a little bit ahead, but that's kind of just how it goes. You know, Protoss is always going to be a little bit behind on that, and that's what makes it somewhat balanced. You know, that's part of it. You know, because the Protoss stuff pretty much just demolishes Terran in the late game. You know, High Templar does so much damage to infantry. You know, Feedback does a lot to medevacs. Then you have Colossus too that do a ton of damage if you decide to get those. It looks like that SV going to be killed off there. Stim just now finishing. Terran's not going to do any kind of timing attack, but it's mainly just for defense. You know, if Protoss decided to attack in here, you'd have that Stim to rely on to defend, and that's of course going to be a good call, because I mean, with Protoss, you know, they could have that pylon anywhere, and you have no idea if an attack's actually coming or not. So it is a good idea to get that up, but of course you don't want to get it up if you don't have to. You know, you want to delay things a little bit, you know, as much as possible, getting economy going, and just get those upgrades, you know, when you're going to use them. So anyways, looks like one guy here is stimming, just going to be able to take off that stalker single-handedly. Definitely a good call there by Cocoa here. You know, you stim one guy, you know, you don't want to over-stim is the point. You know, you don't want all these guys that have a little bit of hit points just for that one stalker. You know, so he made the right choice there, just stimming one guy. You know, that's barely anything, right? So anyways, it looks like he is going to be pushing in here. He did lay down that scan, knows what Protoss has. You know, Danny here does have a lot of sentries here, some pretty good force fields going on. Nothing too spectacular, but looks like Terran's going to be just fine. Oh, there's some good ones. You know, making it so that Terran cannot retreat. Terran cannot micro at all. You know, he can't use those Marauders to do that, you know, concussive shell action and slow down the Protoss force. And he's going to be able, or going to be forced to retreat here with that one Marauder. Apparently, the Marauder just decided to say, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to die here. I have no friends left. Might as well just die, right? So the reinforcements here going back. What? Why can't I click? There we go. I don't know. My keyboard's kind of funky. So anyways, second bunker going down here, making sure that in case there is a counterattack, he's going to be able to deal with it. And well, looks like he's throwing up another command center. Taking a third over here at the natural third here. Going to be getting up the starport as well. You know, when you're going infantry, you kind of have to go starport just so you can get some medevacs to heal, medevacs to do drops, and that's really what infantry is all about. You use that mobility, drop on the Protoss or the Zerg, and just deal the damage that way. You know, especially against Protoss. Protoss takes longer to get to their base. You know, they're going to have to set up extra cannons or something to deal with those drops, and then you can just say, okay, I'm just not going to do drops at that base anymore. You know, and force them to throw up even more cannons. You know, you need like a ton of cannons to actually defend against a drop properly from Terran, and you know that's a huge commitment. So you know, usually players only get a couple. And that's really kind of what you want to do, get a couple, and you know, so that your forces can come back to defend it and then rebuild them if you really have to. So, you know, Protoss here getting up that expansion as well. Unit counting tab, we have 57 probes now to 54 SCVs, and well, let's see what kind of tech is Protoss going. He's getting some upgrades right now, getting up that blink, +2 armor, +1 attack going down. And, well, no robotics bay, and, well, oh, there's that Dark Shrine. Where actually is it? It's somewhere. Oh, he does have a robotics bay for observers. Alright, there's the Dark Shrine. I do wonder if Terran has seen it with that scan, because the scan range is pretty darn far. Okay, so he did not see it. And, well, you know, some people wonder why people go Dark Templar this late in the game. And by late, I mean it's like on 3 bases, and, you know, Terran has definitely a lot of stuff to detect it with. You know, if you wanted to, you could build a Raven for detection. The reason you get it is because you can zone the map, you can put them around the map and say, okay, you're not going to be scouting here, you're not going to be expanding, you know, and if you leave your base, I'm just going to go attack you with these Dark Templar, because you have nothing to guard against that, you know. So it's just a way to zone the map, say, hey, I've got the control here, you know, you can't have it, and, you know, it's just a good way to, I don't know, to keep things in check. So anyways, Terran is going to be moving out here. Protoss does know about it, he did see it from that watchtower. And, well, I'm not sure if Terran's actually going to be pushing against the Protoss base, but he is just kind of scouting around with his guys, you know, pressuring the Protoss, saying, hey, you really need guys right now to defend, you know, don't even think about expanding or doing anything crazy, because I'll just come and kill you. And, well, looks like he's just scouting around for pylons mainly. You know, that's the main thing right now in StarCraft 2 against Protoss. You would really want to scout around for these pylons. That's something that Zerg has learned to do very well, but Terran, you know, I think a lot of Terrans miss it. You know, they don't think about the pylons, and then they got Dark Templars in their base, or, you know, something like that. So, I mean, you always got to think about them, at least. So it looks like he's going to be pushing in here at least a little bit, doing a little bit of pressure, doing some drop action as well. And we'll see how Protoss deals with this. He has some guys at his base to defend against these drops. Definitely not a bad call. And that's... Oh, killing off that medevac. All those guys inside. That was a full medevac indeed. So that's going to cost Terran quite a lot. And, you know, that's the trouble. You know, once you get... You know, if you decide to do these drops and you spend so much money on getting medevacs and going to infantry, and then, you know, Stalkers get the blink, you know, it's actually pretty easy for Protoss to defend against it, you know, if he just keeps a couple guys at his base. So anyways, there's a pretty big engagement here. Lots of guys for Terran just getting stuck there, losing the medevacs to unload. Ooh, the medevac full again was killed off. So Danny here just doing a good job catching those medevacs fully loaded and just killing the guys inside. So at this point, Terran's definitely a little bit behind. Let's look at the unit counting tab. We have 79 probes, well, 81 SCVs now, and well, it's pretty even. It's just you know, Terran's trying to do what he can, but the Protoss force is just a little bit stronger. Let's look at the army tab. Well, they're pretty even. You know, exotic or Danny here is a little bit ahead. Actually, is that? I think that's just. Oh, that's the food amounts. Let's look at the actual army tab for the costs. The costs are huge factors. Alright, so Danny's definitely ahead on the costs. You know, these guys are more expensive, and that's kind of how Protoss is. They have more expensive stuff, but they cost less food. So once you reach a, you know, if you're the same amount of food, then Protoss is stronger. So Protoss in this situation is definitely a little bit stronger, you know, than the Terran right now. And well, CocoA doing what he can, getting up those ghosts. Gonna help a lot with those Dark Templar. You can EMP them, and if you EMP them, the shields go down, and you detect them for a short amount of time. So it is very strong against them if you can see them. You know, it's not gonna be as good as having a Raven, for example, but it's good enough. You know, if you're good enough with using them, you can find those Dark Templar and just kill them off. These two Dark Templar I've been kind of looking at. You know, they just kind of chilling there. You know, Terran does have some guys to defend here. Defend his expansions, but ooh, I told I missed it. There's a big drop here at the Protoss base, and it looks like these medevacs are being a little bit, well, they were a little bit targeted. Looks like a lot of guys are going to be dying here, and there's a load up. One medevac was killed off, but it was not the full one, and in fact had no guys in it. And well, you know, so you want to be really careful. You don't want to extend your drops too much. You want to definitely lift off and run away, you know, once you see that Protoss force. So I mean, the whole point is you want to get kills, you know, as much kills for free as you can. You know, you don't want to confront this giant's ball of death with your small drop army. You know, you want to kill what you can with the drops before the army gets there, and then once the army actually gets there, then you pull back.